Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be taking a minute and talking with you about my sandals that I bring backpacking. I wear these kayaking. I wear these just around town for everything. These are the Xero Shoes Z-Trek Sandal. A really nice lightweight option if you're looking into like a barefoot sandal, which is actually what this is considered, or a minimalist sandal, something that's a little bit lighter on your feet than the Chacos, I think is the brand, and the Keens as well. I actually have a pair of Keens, and I like them because of the closed toe and things. It was really nice for kayak camping, but they're really heavy. Definitely not going to work for a camp shoe for me for backpacking, and my feet were just hot in them. I mean, if I'm driving down the road and my feet are sweating, I don't think that's right for your feet to sweat in a sandal. But I do like them. I really like these a lot better. First, I'm actually going to talk about why I bought these sandals, why these appeal to me, and what I use them for. I primarily bought these for a backpacking camp shoe. Now, they're actually a little bit heavy for a camp shoe, in my opinion. They come in at 6.6 ounces for a men's size 9, which is what these are. They actually run big for the sizing, but we'll get into that in a little bit here. I really wanted a backpacking camp shoe that I could use for stream crossings as well. Most of the time I just take off my shoes and walk barefoot across. I know a lot of people just get their feet wet, and I'm not really all about that. It doesn't really bother me walking on rocks a whole lot. I actually go barefoot quite often, and I really just wanted something that would hold on my feet with a heel strap that I could cross streams with. If any of you have ever tried to do a stream crossing in flip-flops, you know what I'm talking about. It's just impossible. You pull your feet up out of the water and the sandal does not come with you. I also wear these kayaking. 9 times out of 10 when I get into a kayak, first thing I do is pop those shoes off. These are the only shoes I've ever worn in a kayak that I don't feel like I need to take off. They're actually light enough that whenever I'm out on the lake or in the river or whatever, I can jump right out of my boat and go for a little swim with these on my feet. Swimming with these on is really a delight. I mean, it really feels like there's almost nothing on your feet. They don't flap at all. I know I've had my Keens in the water several times, and they're just like bricks on your feet. These are really nice. River crossings, swimming, did a little cliff jumping with these on with my boys in Clarion, Pennsylvania. And I also wanted these for an everyday around the town kind of sandal. I pretty much live in flip-flops in the summertime, so I really wanted something that was just, I don't know, a little bit nicer. These are definitely different looking. In my house, we call these the Jesus sandals. Okay, first impression when I got these in the mail. Very thin. They are super pliable. You can bend these things up. The straps are a little bit tight at first, and it takes a little bit of adjusting to get the straps where you want them, but it really didn't take that long to get them broken, so to speak, as far as the straps go, just loosening them up. First few times putting them on and taking them off, it takes a little bit of time. It was a little bit of a pain, but once they formed your foot better, it's just slip in, slip off really easy. I was really impressed by this rubber sole. It's only a 5 or 6 millimeter sole, I believe, which is not a lot of padding. This is a barefoot sandal. If you cannot walk through a little bit of gravel barefoot, you're probably not going to like these. You feel everything you step on, roots, rocks, everything. It gives you a little bit of protection so it doesn't like poke into your foot, but it still does. I mean, it definitely is a barefoot sandal. As soon as I got them though, I love the sole. The bottoms were really impressive with this V design. Each one of these V's has grip inside of it, and they actually are very sticky. Nice rubber sole on these. I've actually worn mine for close to a year now, so they're actually getting pretty worn in the ball of the foot area and the heel as well. The inside or the top of the sole is something that I was not expecting, and it's probably my favorite part about these sandals. It's a very nice textured kind of grid pattern here. And I've watched reviews on these sandals. I did a lot of research on these, and I read things such as they're slippery when they're wet. As far as slippery, if you step on a wet rock that's up out of the water, it's kind of slick. But if you are doing a stream crossing and you're stepping on anything underwater, it has really good grip, which I really don't understand why I feel that that is the way with these, but that's just from my experience. But for any stream crossing, these things are actually amazing. I took them to Mohican last weekend, did a couple nice stream crossings, and no complaints at all. Very, very happy with the stream crossing capability of these. I read some reviews that said the inside of the sandal where your foot touches gets very slippery when wet, and I very much disagree with this. I mean, it's rubber, so it's going to be a little bit slippery, I guess. It's not foam. It's not a nice cushiony insole with some fabric on it. So you have to, I guess, kind of be prepared for that. But that being said, with the grid pattern, the texture that is on this sole for your foot to rest on, I don't think they're slippery at all when they're wet. And if you have a good fit on your foot and have it tightened in all your spots where it needs to be tight, I think they work very, very well. And I've also read reviews that said when you walk, the nose will flop. And I felt that way the first day or two that I wore them. There's definitely a learning curve to these sandals for sure, especially being a barefoot sandal, because you will kind of have to change your stride a little bit. I predominantly am a heel striker when I walk or when I run especially. These kind of teach you how to do more of the barefoot walking style, which is shorter strides landing on the ball of your foot. So they may come with some soreness. Now I run, so my muscles are pretty conditioned in my legs, but I've had quite a bit of calf pain from using these so much around town. I took them on a trail run once or twice, and I definitely felt some calf pain from them, and that's using slightly different parts of my muscles, I assume, because my stride is totally different than it normally is. I've gotten used to that since then, and they really don't hurt my legs at all. And I can't really say they hurt my legs at all. I mean, I don't just wear these around town. I wear these everywhere. So I really put them to the test. I'd say give yourself a good solid month or two to wear these. Really figure out how you need to walk in them, how to get them adjusted right, give them time to break in on their own. I remember the first couple weeks having them. I remember walking through Walmart just thinking, man, my heels hurt. Like, your heels will hurt, walking barefoot on concrete or any hard surfaces. So it's definitely just a little bit of a learning curve. If you're already really, really used to barefoot walking, these will be fantastic for you. You will not believe how good they feel. That being said, if you're not real good with walking around bare feet, I don't know. Now, Xero Shoes actually sell a similar sandal to this called the Z-Trail. This being the Z-Trek. The Z-Trail has a little bit thicker sole, and by little, I mean twice as thick. This is about 5mm. The Z-Trail is a 3 material. It's got rubber like this and 2 different kinds of foam that make up a 10mm sole. So probably a good bit more cushion. And I will just say right now that if I go to buy new sandals, I will probably get those just to try them. It was a toss-up between the two. I wanted to save 20 extra bucks, so I went with these ones. These ones retail for $60 rather than $80. But back to the Z-Trails, they are actually lighter than these. The Z-Trails come in at 5.4 ounces for a men's size 9. So that's 1 ounce, 1.2 ounces lighter than these. And these actually are thinner, and they just look more minimalist. They look lighter. Looks being half the reason I got these ones. I just really liked them and couldn't get them off my mind. What I like about these, so much about them, I love the design of the sole, how it's all molded. I love the strap configuration on this. I really debated getting the traditional style sandal that had the pull in the front that goes between your big toe and your second toe, I guess, with the one strap coming up, and I really just wasn't feeling it. I wanted a strap to cover over the front of my feet because I really ultimately want to backpack in these. I'm sure I will take them on probably like a 10 or a 15 mile overnighter somewhere here in Ohio to give them a try, see how they do. But I will definitely have these out on the trail in the future. I've already taken them as camp shoes several times, but I love the sole on this. I think there's a lot of nice detail in it. It's very, very well made, and the grip on the top and the bottom of the sole is exceptional. Things I don't like about these sandals, there's really not. I could say that it's a little bit hard walking on big, sharp gravel, but it's better than Barefoot. It's a Barefoot sandal. I mean, you're going to have that. But one complaint I have is the Velcro is getting very, it's getting rough. It's definitely having some seams coming out of both parts of the Velcro. And it looks like I'm going to have to get some tweezers out and kind of detail the Velcro here to save it, because it's actually not been sticking as well as it should. There's been one, maybe two times in water when the back strap has come undone. But even if that strap does come undone, they still have such a good fit that they still don't fall off your feet. So you really don't have a risk of losing them if that were ever to happen. Now, sizing with these run large. The Z Trails, for some reason, run true to size, so that's kind of odd. But the good thing about Xero shoes are they actually give you a printable template on the website. So you print it out, you put your foot on it because it's true to size, and you can order your size that way. I normally wear about a 10.5 or 11 in Brooks or New Balance shoes for reference. These are a 9, so I was definitely scared that they were not going to fit. And I will say that they are a bit small, because when looking at the template, you need to consider the back heel cup here, because it rises up and it has about 5 millimeters or so that I want to say kind of digs into my foot every now and then when I'm driving because of how my foot is positioned. No complaints while actually walking in them, but you do want to leave a little bit of room with your foot on that template for this heel cup. I've actually seen a lot of people actually cut these down. I know Nate from Adventures of Frostbeard just bought the same sandals here. I think he bought his a little large and he trimmed them down, which they talk about on the website that you can do that. Really, really nice sandals. There's actually a 5,000 mile warranty on the sole of these from Xero Shoes. I'm not really sure how you would go about actually claiming that or estimating how many miles you have, because I know running shoes, I track my runs so I can keep good track of how many miles I do. These, I don't know. I probably have a couple, like maybe 100 or 2 miles on them. I really don't know. I mean, I've worn these to festivals, around the fairgrounds. I would just wear them everywhere in the summertime. They've become my regular shoe to put on when I get off of work. I really like these. I really like the idea of running in these, and Xero Shoes actually say that people run ultra marathons in these minimalist sandals. I'm not going to go that far. I might run in them again soon, but because I'm such a heel striker and I wear shoes that have about a 12 millimeter drop from heel to toe, these being a zero drop and just having no cushion under them at all, it's way different than my running style. I would probably jog in them around a nice softer trail, but I'm not going to be taking these to Dolly Sods and trying to do a 20-mile trail run. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you have any questions about the Xero Shoes Z-Trek, put them down in the comments below. Like I said, if you are good at walking around barefoot, you're confident with your soles of your feet getting poked a little bit by rocks and whatnot, these are going to be a great option for you. Don't think that it's going to be a lot of padding, that if you can't walk around barefoot, these are going to be the answer, because they are not. I personally can walk around barefoot with next to no issues. I can walk out my gravel driveway. It would make certain people cringe, but I can do it, and that's why I think these work so well for me. Like I said before, definitely a learning curve with these sandals. Really, really nice for people that have tough feet. If you can take rocks and you're okay with walking barefoot and do walk barefoot, great option. Now, if you stop and think before you walk across some gravel because you don't have shoes on, these are probably not going to work for you. I would probably go for the Z Trail. Really, really look comfortable. They got some nice tread on them too. So definitely check into those if you're looking at these, because that might be better. I mean, they're thicker, they look more comfortable, they're lighter. It's kind of a win-win. I went with these because they were cheaper. I liked the look of them. I just really wanted to get the most minimalist sandal I could for kayaking and everything else that I do with them. Really, really great sandal here, the Z-Trek by Xero Shoes. Check them out. And until next time, we'll see you later.